just dumped about a foot of snow on us yesterday, which was, I think, the first day of spring. It's almost the end of March, and it's very nice and warm in here. It's a sunny day in the greenhouse. And I think it's over. Thank goodness. It's that time of year to start reading Walden again. I mean, I've only read it like probably 3 or 4 times now. But I'm taking issue with this copy. So I think I've read enough Thoreau to say that I can identify with him. I think as far as a literary figure goes, or just a personality in general, I identify with him more than probably any other human being I've ever read about, fictional or otherwise. So in my arrogance, I'm going to claim to be able to speak for his opinion when I say that I don't like the pretentious crap that's been attached to his book in the form of the introduction. It's written by some literary asshole that I don't know anything about, but I read it once and that was enough to completely denounce it. I don't think that it blends well with some of the core ideals or central tenets of Thoreau's, quote, philosophy. And I use the term philosophy loosely because I don't know that he was a philosopher. I don't think that's fair. It's not. He wasn't rigorous enough. He was an anti-philosopher of sorts. It wasn't that there was rigor in the academic sense in his writing so much as let's reject that and get over yourself because you're going to die. So get out there and breathe the fresh air and learn some damn humility. So in that spirit of thinking, and in an attempt to be constantly questioning my assumptions and reevaluating my positions, I want to question the sanctity of the book. And the book, it's a book itself. A book is a means to an end. It's a tool. There is nothing sacred about it. There's nothing special. This isn't the first edition. So why does this even come about? First, let's get rid of this introduction. Why am I even bringing this up? Because I like Walden so much that I thought I want to get a first edition. A first edition Walden. I thought, wow, that would be great. I mean, I love the book. And then I looked at how much it cost, and then I started to think about it, and I thought, Thoreau would scoff. He would think it's absurd to spend thousands of dollars on a first edition of the book when an old ratty one like this will do just fine. The words are the same. It's a tool. It's a means to an end. It's a way to spread the message, to promote the ideas contained within. And I think that a lot of people take Thoreau out of context and apply it to their own personal philosophies without actually fully understanding it or interpreting it in a fair light. And attaching this sort of literary, I don't want to badmouth the author personally because I don't fully understand his perspective. It just struck me as off, but I don't think that this applied. I don't think it was fair. So let's let the document, the words, let's let them speak for themselves, shall we? It's the nature of being a reader, though, to try to take it as your own. I mean, we view and understand everything through our own lens, right? It's, as David Foster Wallace said, I think it was in Consider the Lobster. He was talking about tourism. That the very nature of tourism is to desecrate the thing that you wish to celebrate. The very nature of going and apprehending something that you care about is to destroy it in the process. The idea is plain. The message is plain. It doesn't require any embellishment. That is all for our own personal satisfaction. And when we apply those sorts of adornments to it, that's our message, not his. In fact, Walden itself, the property, if you look at it on Google Maps now, you can see that it's become a theme park, which would, the very statement of turning Walden into a theme park or an attraction is the antithesis of the author's intent. You can see large mansions on the hillside behind it because everybody wants a piece of that pristine and beautiful idea. But in their doing so, their myopic intention has destroyed the thing that they love. So, if you're between the ages of 20 and 40 and you haven't read Walden, get out there and read it. I think it's age specific. It's one of those things where if you're at the right age, it will really strike you, especially if you're at the right state of mind. The first time I read Walden, I was at the right age and state of mind for it to affect me in a way that is profound, I suppose. And there's my recommendation. So get out there and try to capture some of this in and celebrate it. And do it with honest intent and not some sort of contrived showboaty flashiness because you're only fooling yourself by doing so. It's just a tool. Treat it as such.